be right there. I'm doing a review, okay? I'm doing a review. I'm doing a review. Eventually. Okay. Sorry, anyway. This book is really fascinating, and there's quite a bit of geometrical equations, formulae. A lot of those go over my head. I understand the geometric part of this. He talks quite a bit about um, such elements as the pyramid itself, what it was used for. A lot of people have their own ideas, and he agrees with the UFOlogy theory that they were used as a methodology of gathering energy from the sun. Now, or communicating with extraterrestrial intelligence. Either way, both of those theories are very interesting, I think. Ancient Aliens explains this quite well, and it really makes you take the meaning of the word pyramid quite more seriously, because actually the word pyramid itself means fire in the middle, and the pur or urim that comes from Hebrew, it means light. So it was a container of light, and I really thought that was fascinating. Bruce Cathie is very knowledgeable about what he speaks of. This book may be a little bit tedious at first with all the different diagrams that he does, but he does them for a reason. It's very comprehensive. It's really profound, and it's very informational. I thought this was a very academic book, and I'm going to keep it in my files just because the information is useful, and it puts forth a lot of different perspectives that he has on the grid covering our planet, and where the resonance is higher than others. And he feels that in Auckland, this is the reason why there have been so many unidentified flying objects and unidentified submersible objects, and it just really causes you to scratch your head a little bit, thinking, what's the purpose? Why did this happen? Why is it still happening? There was a recent episode of Ancient Aliens that I found absolutely incredible about crop circles, and I believe that they are communication from alien beings. I'm not sure what the messages are saying. It's just like the petroglyphs of the past. Um, they were meant for the people of that time and that day and age, and I don't think that the societies really understood. They probably wanted to imitate them, but who knows? We don't have really any proof except for what was left behind, and it's all just supposition and theory. But it's very interesting, and I really like it, and I myself, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flames for this, but I do believe that we are not alone in our travel, just like Bruce Cathie suggests here, and Michio Kaku also proposes this idea, and I highly, highly, highly agree with it because I know it's possible. We've got a Large Hadron Collider, for heaven's sakes, and we're just on the brink of discovering wormholes. So we're so close, and this is what's really exciting to me because I feel that we have the capacity, we just don't know how to implement it yet. And this book discusses just how unusual this planet is, the amount of vibrations that we have, but I like to think that we are all vibration. We're energy. At a very, 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 very basic level, we are energy. And of course, we all vibrate at different frequencies. Um, Light is a particle that vibrates. It is also energy. Um, yeah, he discusses this as well, and I also concur with that notion because we all know it's true from Einstein's theory of relativity. Um, I'm not entirely sure what else to say about this book other than pick it up, read it, um, look at the diagrams, and whether you believe it or not is up to you. You can make your own opinions. I, for one, think that Bruce Cathie is right. He has his own scale. It's called the Cathie scale, and I think that it was used quite a bit in Ancient Aliens to discuss um, these different areas that are more vibrationally um, amplified versus others. There are places called power spots that Greg Braden speaks of in his lectures, where that we have pyramids. Yeah, coincidence? I think not. That they were put there for a purpose. Now we may not quite comprehend what that purpose was, but I think that indeed we were trying to communicate with the gods, so to speak, or what we considered gods back then. It's actually an extraterrestrial intelligence. Um, I'm not entirely sure how to summarize the book in a whole because it just covers so much and includes the phenomena of Fatima, which is also very interesting. I thought, whoa, he put that in there. That's rather intriguing. Why would he do that? I think the purpose for that is maybe because the vibration was higher in those places, but I'd like to think that that was a heavenly visitation. Some UFOologists will surmise that it was actually an extraterrestrial visitation as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that it was. I think it was an actual angelic visitation from Mary herself. But I can also see the other side of that coin and go along with that whole idea that perhaps it was a close encounter of the third kind. This book is really interesting and it makes you think, which I really enjoy. And I haven't read any other of Cathie's books, but this was recommended to me through a fellow YouTuber, first name Ken, and he does a lot of. He takes videos from people who have seen actual. They have recorded contact. They have seen. They have proof. You can't defy that because this is evidence. And he has evidence of cryptic beings that have been caught on infrared cameras, and it's one of those things I think, these eerie sort of phenomena that are occurring. I think they're multidimensional creatures, but uh, this is theory on my part, and I've heard stories. I actually heard a story from a friend of mine who had seen a New Jersey Devil. I'm not kidding you. He said it kind of looked like a kind of hunched, crippled, not really crippled being. It had sort of gnarled hands and kind of like a chupacabra chupacabras are more lupine. The ones that I've seen in photographs on the cryptology websites. But New Jersey Devils are they actually resemble their name, and I'm thinking that they're like chupacabras. They're multidimensional creatures, and they just slip in from one dimension to ours, and it's just one of those things that you can't really dis- explain. It's just belongs to the realm of metaphysics, and metaphysics itself has difficulties explaining these things. And Bruce Cathie understands this, I think, and it's this is a realm I find very exciting because it gets into a lot of occult stuff. I like the occult. That doesn't make me a bad person or you know a worshiper of Satan because I'm not. Duh. But you know, if you go through your Old Testament, and it actually doesn't disagree. There are some very unusual tales at the very beginning of the Bible, and I do believe it was an encounter with something that we don't understand, something not of this realm, and a lot of theorists agree with me. Even Giorgio Tsoukalos says this himself in Ancient Aliens. Um, he actually says it quite a bit, and he's done quite a bit of research on the subject. He's more knowledgeable about it than I am, and so is Mr. Cathie. This book is not very long, and I would definitely recommend it. And it explains why the harmonization of these different buildings works the way it does in geometrical format. I think it's very concrete and understandable, and you can comprehend it. At least I did. I understood the geometry. I have to say that it's probably the most interesting book I've read in a good long while.